Thank you. Thank you. Obrigado, viu? Well, first of all, it's a great honor to be here today to receive this award, but I'm not receiving this award. I'm receiving this award on behalf of the 80,000 Walmart Brazil associates who did this work. It's important to recognize them because at the end, they're the ones that are responsible to ensure that from a PowerPoint presentation and a thought process, execution actually happens. So actually the applauses are for them. So thank you very much. And if I'm here now, it's because Walmart acknowledged on a global scale the importance of sustainability for the business and the planet. For us, sustainability is no longer a differential or that extra something that companies are doing for the planet. Nowadays, being sustainable is a mandatory, it's crucial. It is vital to our future as individuals, as companies, and as a society. The foundation of this project was laid out 5 years ago by our former CEO, Lee Scott, establishing 3 clear goals: to be supplied 100% by renewable energy, to create zero waste, and to sell products that sustain people and the environment. Through the current management and leadership of our current CEO, Mike Duke, and more directly due to the work of Matt Kissler's team, our Global Vice President of Sustainability, who is here with us today, we continue to broaden and accelerate our efforts and initiatives. In Brazil, our efforts began several years ago as part of the strategic plan. They have been incorporated into the way we do business and directly influences our operating model. Our support efforts range from the conservation of the Amazon rainforest to the training of thousands and thousands of young people to get ready for their first formal job, from the reduction of plastic bags in our stores to the partnership with thousands of families that are farmers, from a local development project to improve the Human Development Index in a metropolis of the country to the creation of cooperatives of waste management. But most importantly, we're not doing this alone. We're engaging NGOs, government entities, customers, our associates, and our suppliers in this joint effort. With regards to the value chain, last year we signed a pact for sustainability with our suppliers comprising commitments and sustainability development goals, which include the preservation of the Amazon rainforest, reducing packaging sizes, and the development of more sustainable products. As a result of this pact, at the beginning of this year, we launched in partnership with 10 global suppliers products that underwent life cycle analysis and as such bring innovations in raw materials with lower environmental impact, smaller packages, redesigned production processes, reduction of energy and water consumption, reduced greenhouse gas emissions, among others. Therefore, we've been able to create an interesting virtuous cycle. Industries producing in a more sustainable way, and in turn, the rise of consumption awareness by the population. But we know there's still a lot to be done, and at a much greater pace. The environmental situation of Brazil, of the planet, is not sustainable. Current knowledge about the negative impacts of human activity on the planet can no longer be ignored. As you know, there is a real chance that the planet's temperature will increase by 2 to 3 degrees by the year 2050, which could generate numerous environmental shocks. There will probably be more droughts and floods, a higher number of storms, and there is the risk of increasing hunger in less developed regions. And due to large scale and a high frequency in the number of catastrophes, millions or even billions of people could become environmental refugees. And think about the financial cost or the direct impact of global warming to human health and to the environment. Furthermore, according to the global analysts, if we don't act now to fight climate change, consumption per capita could decrease by 20% in the year 2050. Have you imagined the impact of all of this in our lives and in our businesses? But we believe consumers will not sit by and watch these changes passively. consumers will increasingly demand social environmental actions from the private sector and will become the most powerful arbitrators with regards to companies that have and companies that do not have sustainable innovation. The difference between a traditional product line and a more sustainable one, more organic, with zero carbon impact will become the main purchasing factor to increasingly larger segments of the population. Consumers' choice of a product, company, or service will necessarily be based on the environmental impact caused by the entity and the company's commitment with the planet's sustainable development. Therefore, we need to act fast and do a lot more to prevent a greater impact of climate change, which we already are experiencing in our daily lives. We already know how to put into practice renewable energy and to increase energy efficiency, to reduce the consumption of water and other natural resources, and also how to reduce deforestation. Now, the most important step to execute this is to put it into real practice. At last year's climate conference in Copenhagen showed us that the path for government to reach a global agreement with clear goals and a concrete action is a long and complex one. Therefore, the role of each one of us that we must play to construct the building blocks of this future becomes ever more decisive and urgent. Small initiatives, volunteer actions, community-wide or sectorial efforts are essential if we want to make this new world feasible. Whether or not it will be sustainable, it greatly depends on our attitudes. How can each one of us, with our cultural experience and power to influence, can contribute to elaborate a development model based on ethics of value chain, relationships, and the respect of the boundaries imposed by the environment? The journey is certainly a long and challenging one, and it could not be any different. Working to develop this new equitable and sustainable economy means much more than simply searching for quality of life. It means taking values and benefits of our modern society to a part of humanity that has not yet taken its place on this planet. Walmart made the decision of conducting its business under the principles of sustainability, and we're not looking back. We're 100% confident that this is the right thing to do. And here, today, we once again reinforce our commitment to a better future. Thank you very much for the recognition. Thank you very much. And by the way, MR, if your daughter learns Portuguese, she's got a job.
Okay, got it. Thank you.